Firstly, I had to put on gloves so my hands wouldn't get dirty. The gloves were soft and then I began. As soon as the gloves were on, so very tight, I began mushing dirt after more was dumped into the flower bed. While mixing the fresh soil with the old one, I felt joyful. It made me feel as if I was no longer hurt with words or gonna cry as much as I do. It was calming and relaxing, as if there was no other care in the world. I felt happy and calm. Even though I did not get to plant anything, I got to cover some with new soil. It was quite fun being surrounded by fresh air and calming things. I felt happy when I went back, knowing what I did helped the world in a small way. Even though it's small, it's a big change. If you do something good, even if it's small, it can help the world. Go outside, get some seeds, plant a flower or two, 5 or 6, 9 or 50. Rather a small or big change, it will help my world, your world, our world.
How do you feel when you dig a hole, put a seed in the hole, and watch it go? Good, right? Well, even if you ever or never did this, listen to me. I have something to say. I was 10 when this happened, and we, as me and my peers, went to KenCrest. When we got there were flowers, beds to plant, not to sleep, and so a lot to be done. We dug weeds, planted flowers, and took trash. It made me feel calmer. Try it sometime.
My experience at the garden was wonderful. It was wonderful because I felt very relaxing, and I made a connection when I was there. The connection I made was we had been reading these books that relate to gardening and how to garden and stuff like that. And in the garden, I just felt very calm and relaxed. And also, I felt like I was getting a lot of hand strength. As a result, this is my experience at the garden.
My experience at the garden was fun and very relieving. It made me feel more open. It felt like I was actually doing something productive. Also, I felt like if I go to a garden, I can use planting and digging as a way to get my anger out instead of punching things. In conclusion, planting in the garden felt relieving and productive.
My experience at the garden was fun because I got to smash soil, and smashing the soil made me happy. I was also happy because I was pulling weeds, and I felt like I was getting stronger. I felt relaxed, like all the stress has gone away. But I was also thinking of my grandma because we would always plant in her garden when I saw her. We would always plant in her garden when I saw her. I felt really happy because it made me think of her.
My experience at the garden was amazing. It was amazing because it was relieving and calm. It was relaxed. This made me relax because seeing the plants grow made me feel happy. It also made me feel happy because I was able to take out all my anger crumbling the soil.
My experience at the garden. When I went to the garden, it was really relieving. First, I started off pretty bad, but then when I stopped working with somebody, I got it. When I went to the garden, it made me feel relaxed, calm, and made my mood go upside up instead of down. Then, when I crushed up soil with my hands, I felt happy to even be at the garden because some people didn't go. In conclusion, my experience was a good experience. What about yours?
My experience at the garden was cool because I got to touch dirt and touch tools like shovels. And also I used the shovel to dig up holes in the soil. And Mama Tony had put the seeds in. It was also very tiring. It was tiring because I had to bend down a lot. Not all the time though. And also the heat made it tiring too. We also did some work that other people left off of because I noticed that there were flowers. We had to wear gloves to touch the dirt. Others say the gloves were soft, but to me the gloves were uncomfortable. But planting was cool because we got to communicate with each other to help each other with picking out weeds and loosening up the dirt. We also got to put the soil over top of the dirt. If I were to describe the soil was dark, had some chunks in it, and I believe had wood in it, if I'm correct. And like I said, we had to put the soil on top of the dirt, crush the chunks, water the soil, and plant the seeds.
My experiences at the garden made me feel excited, calm, yet eager to learn about planting. There was a cool breeze outside. It made me feel even better. I really enjoyed digging holes and getting my hands dirty. Smelling the herb reminded me of spring and summer days. In conclusion, I enjoy planting so much that I want to start my own garden.
My experience at the garden was beautiful. It was beautiful because I like to see flowers grow. Not only that, it helps me calm down. My experience was also beautiful because I like to see people working together. Gardening also make me feel stronger. Not only that, the weather was perfect and that made me feel cool.
Hello, my experience at the garden was peaceful, fun, and relaxing. My experience was like this because I finally got to work in a real garden, not a paper tub. I was bad at first, but when I got help from Mama Tony and Sister Johnson, I had fun working with my peers. We pulled weeds, planted, and etc. Planting was the fun part. We patted the soil, then dug a hole. We watered and made sure the plants had space. During that time, Mama Tony let me plant sunflowers by showing me how to dig a hole and how to cover the seeds correctly. After that, we raked and kept pulling weeds. Then we found a worm and a ladybug on the flowers. We enjoyed playing with the ladybug. Another thing I didn't expect was it was in a school. I thought it was a regular garden. I had fun making the little kids a garden. I hope they enjoyed it. As a result, this is how I feel about the garden.
My experience at the garden was calm, relaxing, and fun. It was calm because when you pull the weeds out of the soil, it is relieving my anger. It felt relieving because when Mama Tony puts the soil down, you mix and break down the soil. When you dig holes with your finger, it makes you feel safe. It felt like it was fun because when you experience it, you feel like you're in another dimension. You plant, dig, put seeds, and my most favorite is when you water the plants. In conclusion, my experience, the garden was glorious. It was a glorious time of my life.
My experience at the garden was amazing. It was amazing because we got to take out the weeds and replace the soil. And it calmed me down. First we pulled out the weeds, then we replaced the soil. Next we put the plants inside the soil. I felt at ease because the plants were so relaxing. The flowers was wonderful. The weather made me feel graceful. It made me feel graceful because it was very hot and it felt relaxful. It made me feel like it was spring. As a conclusion, that is my experience at the garden.
My experience at the garden was wonderful. It was wonderful because of how it calmed me down. The flower beds were so dry, but when I started to put the soil in and the water, it felt so calming to do so. When we all took the weeds out, we put the soil in and then put water around the plants. After we poured the water in, I felt so amazed because of how the plants took the water in. The plants fell into the water to grow more. It made me feel like I was floating in the cool breeze air. The cool breeze made me feel like I belonged there. Also, the soil took the water in to help the plants grow more. Therefore, this is why my experience was amazing.